guys. So he is telling that I want the Gmail application should be developed. So this Infosys company, what it will do, it will go and approach the software company Infosys
एनबीए
now.
चिप एनबी
See guys, now this Google company
आज
like
में फेमस है
so when it is so it is approaching the software
रेटिंग नको
company to
देखो बाद में
develop
बैठ
this Gmail application, right? So this Gmail application is not in existence on this earth now. Okay, Gmail application itself is not there now. Okay, still this company they have to develop this software. For the first time, this customer, so it will go and approach the software company saying that
क्या
develop the
बता
Gmail application. Now tell
अरे
me, do
देख
you all know the
इसके
Gmail
ऊपर है
application?
क्या नहीं है
Yes, guys, do you
पागल हो
know
गया
the Gmail application?
देख लो ना वो इसके ऊपर है वो
Yes or
कुछ
no?
ऐसा यूं उठा रहा हूँ
See, guys, listen to my question. I told that so Google is a company for first time it is approaching the software company saying that develop the Gmail application. I said Gmail application is not in existence. This software company they have to develop the Gmail application now. Okay, now tell me. Like, do you all know the Gmail application? The Google company for the first time freshly like it will go and approach the software company saying that I need the Gmail application. See guys, we don't know the Gmail application. Why? Because the software company they have to develop the software, right? So listen, once again listen. Okay, as of now, like we don't know the Gmail application. Why? Because it is not in existence. Now listen, I'll begin with the flow now. So customer is a Google. So he will go and approach this software company saying that I need one Gmail application now. So this Google company what they'll do neatly they will prepare some document in MS Excel or MS Word. In MS Excel or in MS Word they are going to prepare the document and now this document will be given to the software company Infosys. Yeah. So assume that now here there is a customer. So this is our customer Google now. So customer is a Google. So for first time this customer with some requirement will do, it will approach this software company Infosys. So there is one person called as what now? Business analyst. With love and affection, we call him as a BA. So this BA, what he'll do? He will go to the customer place and he will collect the requirement from the customer place and he will come back to the company. So that means the requirement collection is done by whom now? By the business analyst.
कितना देर इसका
So business analyst. We call him as a BA. So BA he will do what? Requirement collection. So he'll just go to the customer place, he will collect the document, requirement document from the customer. So once after the requirement collection is done, so there is a development team or there are some developers in the company now. So by looking into the requirement, what do they do now? They will start writing the code now. So like this, they'll write code, write code, write code. From morning to evening, they are busy in writing the code, guys. Assume that now like developers, by looking into the requirement, they will write the code. So developers, they look into the requirement. They are going to look into the requirement and they will write the code. So they will write the code. Assume that they have written some 10 lakh lines of code. Assume that they have written some 10 lakh lines of code. So like now like all the 10 lakh lines of code is ready now. Now they can't give these developers, they can't give all these 10 lakh lines of code to the test engineers so that they can test the software. They can't do this, guys. So developers, what do they do now? They will compile the code. Developers will compile the code.
एग्जाम है वाह
They will compile the code and they will compile and convert code into some setup file. Setup file, guys. They will compile it, they will compress the code and they will convert it to some file into some setup file or some .exe file. Now this gmail.exe file is ready now. So gmail.exe file is ready. So Pragati, like we have like started the class 5 minutes back. Okay, now listen. Okay, like listen from here only. Like I'll repeat it at the end. Again, once again. Once I finish the diagram, I'll repeat it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Developers will compile the code, convert it into some setup file or a .exe file. See, when you install the Paint application in your laptop, like how it will be, guys, it will be some .exe file, right? So you'll double click on this file, you'll click on next, and the software will be installed, right? So that is nothing but the file format. So .exe, .zip, these are
ये
nothing
देखो
but what?
तूने
Some
माउस
file
से लिख रही तो
format.
अभी उसकी हैंडराइटिंग कितनी अच्छी आई देखो टीचर की
So here the
अभी उसको तू लिख क्या
gmail.exe
करेगी
file is ready now. Okay. Once it is ready, 1 second. Yes. So here there is a server, guys. There is a place called server. So this is a server. So server means as of now, like we just go to the server and we install the software into the server, guys. See, either development engineer, they will just copy this gmail.exe file and they will paste it here in the server. Yes, they are going to paste this gmail.exe file into the server. So either developers, they go and they will just copy this and paste this
क्या
gmail.exe
थी
file into the
क्या
server
आवाज सुनती है
and they will install the software into the
हाँ
server and Gmail application will be ready in the server, guys. See, either developers they go and they will install the software into the server or sometimes like test engineers they will go and they will install the software into the server, guys. So in the first case, developers they go and they will install the software into the server now. So what happens here? So developer will copy So developers will copy this, will copy paste this gmail.exe file into the server. So once they copy this file, so developer will give URL, will give the URL, username and a password to the test engineers. So to the test engineers so that they can test the software. Okay, I write it as yeah. So they will give it to the test engineers. They will give all the credentials to the test engineers so that they can test the software. So this is a case one, guys. Now or so test engineers they will go and they will just install the software into the server. So developers what do they do now? Developers will give one second. So developers will give this gmail.exe file to the test engineers. Exe file to test engineers. And now test engineers will copy paste this gmail.exe file into the server. Sixth, test engineer themselves will get URL, username
I have
and
a
a
move.
password. So they'll get all the credentials. Because they have installed the software means
अरे
they will
टकले
be having
बिल्ली
all
फुट
these
गया
credentials.
बता
Okay,
कहाँ से
so either
कौन आया
developers and test engineers, they will just go to
बता
the server and they will install
बता
the software into the server. Now the installation is done. Now the software is ready in the server. Now we'll see how actually the test engineer will do what manual testing is. So test engineer will manually switch on the computer. Manually they will switch on the computer. Test engineer will manually checks for the internet. Manually checks for internet. Checks for the internet. And test engineer will manually opens the browser. Manually he will open the browser. Means test engineer he himself will just go and he will switch on the computer and he will check whether the internet connection is available or not. He will check and he will double click and he will open the browser, guys. After opening the browser, now test engineer will manually enter the URL. So manually he is going to enter the URL. Manually enter. So enter the URL that is www.gmail.com. So gmail.com, enter the URL. Now the login page is displayed. So login or a welcome page is displayed. Login or welcome page will be displayed, guys. What we are expecting? We are expecting that login page should be displayed. But instead of this, now what happened? A blank page got displayed. Instead of login page, now what happened, guys? Like blank page got displayed. So blank page got displayed. Blank page means what it is, guys? It is a defect. Yes, it is a defect. When it is displaying a blank page means we call this as a defect. Yes, guys, my screen is not visible. For everyone, it is the same. For everyone, my screen is not visible. So it's visible. Some people are saying no. So it is visible. Yes, guys. So the means for most of the people now my screen is visible. So those are facing any issue, just check with your network, guys. Check with your network or refresh your page and check. Okay, listen. So now instead of like when you enter the URL, login page should be displayed, but instead of that, a blank page is displaying means it's a defect now. So when there is a defect in the software, what we should do? So communicate the defect to the developer. Communicate defect to the developer. Now the test engineer will say that, see developer, I got one defect while testing the software now. So developer, what he'll do, he will go to the code now. He has written all the lines of code, right? So now he will check each and every line of the code now. Now he will check whether this first line of the code is correct or not. He will check. Like this, he will check second line of the code is correct or not. He will check. Like this, when he checks each and every line of the code, now this fellow he came to know that somewhere here in the 48th line of the code there is some mistake in the code now. So what he'll do? He'll do some corrections in the code now. Means whatever the changes he is making in the code, so that changes we call it as what now? Fixing the defect in the software. Yes guys, we call it as what now? Fixing the
Huh?
defect. We call this as a fixing the defect guys. Just developer will go to the code and he will correct the mistake in the code now. This is called fixing the defect. Now some changes has been made in the code now. Some modifications have been done in the code now. So developer what he'll do? He will give us some new software or a modified software. Guys. We call it as a new software or the modified software. And this new software should be installed in the server. Yes, guys, this new software should be installed in the software. Now, but how to install this software? Already old software, old Gmail application is already there. How to install it? So what you'll do, install this, install this new Gmail application and uninstall the old Gmail application. What you'll do, first uninstall the old Gmail application and install the new one or a modified Gmail application into the server. Now we can see the modified or the new Gmail application is ready in the server. Again test engineer now he will start testing. So he will just switch on the computer manually. He will check for the internet. He will open the browser. He'll enter the URL. Now the login page got a displayed. Why? Why? Because the defect has been fixed now. Login or welcome pages displayed.
Oh, okay.
Login or welcome pages displayed. Now test engineer, see, imagine that we are in the login page. Now the test engineer will manually he is going to enter the username, password and click on login. And click on login. So when he clicks on login, home page is displayed. Home page is displayed. Now the home page is displayed. This. Now test engineer will manually click on a compose. Click on compose, fill all the details, fill all the details and click on send button. So when he clicks on send button, test engineer manually after clicking on send button, the mail is sent to user B now. Now test engineer will manually click on send items. So what should happen guys? So when you click on send items, what should happen? Whatever the mail it is sent, that mail should be visible in the sent items page, right? Now, suppose the mail itself is not displayed. Yes, mail is not displayed means what we call it as?
Bug.
Mail not displayed. So when mail is not displayed means what it is guys? What we call it as? Yes, it's a yeah. Again, we got some defect in the software, right, guys? This is called as a defect. So when there is a defect, so what you'll do, you'll just communicate this defect to the developer saying that, see developer, we got one defect. Developer will go to the code, he will fix the defect. After fixing the defect, again he will give the new software. So this new software should be installed in the server. How? Uninstall old software, install the new software. And new Gmail application is ready in the server now. Now test engineer again he will start testing. Means he will switch on the computer manually, he will check for the internet, he will open the browser, he'll enter the URL and test engineer will manually enter username password and click on login home page is displayed. And test engineer will click on compose, fill all the details and click on send button. So test engineer will manually click on send items. Now the mail is displayed. Yes, guys. Now the mail is displayed. So if the mail is displayed means we say that the manual testing is a pass. We say that manual testing is passed. So mail not displayed means we say that manual testing is a failure. Manual testing is failure. Okay, listen guys. Okay, I'll repeat the entire diagram. Listen, those who have joined late, I'll just repeat it for them. So Google is our customer, guys. Now the Google is our customer. For the first time, he is giving the requirement to the software company Infosys, saying that I want one software to run my business. Now, according to this customer, what he'll do, he will neatly prepare some requirement documents. He cannot write it on a paper and give the requirement document, right? He'll neatly prepare some document in MS Excel or MS Word, and he will go and approach the software company Infosys. In the software company, we have someone called as a business analyst. We call him as a BA now. So BA, what he'll do, he will just go to the customer place, he will collect the requirement from the customer place, and he will come back to the company with some requirement document. So developers, what do they do now? There is a team of developers in the software company. So these developers, what do they do now? They will look into the requirement and they will write some 10 lakh lines of code. So this is just an example, guys. For example, we should assume that yes, they have written some 10 lakh lines of code. So once the code is ready, we cannot give all these 10 lakh lines of code to the test engineers directly. So what the developers will do now? They will compile the code. They will convert it into some setup file or some .exe file now. Okay, and a .exe file is ready in the server now. Okay, either like developers, what do they do now? They will just go and they will install the software into the server, or test engineers, they will go and they will install the software into the server. Now the Gmail application is ready in the server. Now test engineer will start what? Manual testing, guys. So test engineer, what he'll do, he will switch on the computer, he will check for the internet, he will open the browser, he'll enter the URL. Now the login or welcome page is displayed. Should be displayed, right? But
मेरा
instead
कितना
of that, it went to blank page. When it is displaying blank page means it's a defect. When there is a defect, so we test engineers, we are going to communicate this defect to the developer. Developer will go to that code and he will check each and every line of the code, and if he finds any mistake in the code, he will correct those lines of a code now. This is called fixing the defect. After fixing the defect, he will give new software or some modified software now. And this new software should be installed in the server. So uninstall old software, install the new software. Now new Gmail application is ready in the server now. So test engineer, he will start testing. He'll just switch on the computer. He will check for the internet. He will open the browser. He'll enter the
दो
URL. Now the login page got displayed. So test engineer, what he'll do in the login page, he'll enter the username, password, click on login. Now the home page got displayed. So test engineer will manually click on compose, fill all the details, click on send a button. Now the mail is sent to whom now? To the user B. So test engineer will manually click on send items. Now the mail is not displayed. If the mail is not displayed means we say that manual testing is failed and it is a defect. Again this defect will be communicated to the developer. Developer will go to the code, he will fix the defect and he is going to give some new software or modified software. Again this new software should be installed in the server. And this new Gmail application is ready in the server now. Now test engineer, he'll start doing what now? Manual testing. So again, he will just switch on the computer, he will check for the internet, he will open the browser, he'll enter the URL. Now login or welcome page is displayed. Test engineer manually he is going to enter the username password, click on login, home page is displayed. Test engineer will click on compose, fill all the details, click on send the button. Now the mail is sent to user B. So test engineer will manually click on send items. Now mail is not displayed. Mail is not displayed means again it is a defect, right? So when there is a defect, what we should do? Immediately communicate this defect to the developer. Developer will fix the defect, will get the new software. Again install this new software into the server. Uninstall old software, install the new software. And now this new software is ready in the server. So test engineer what he'll do? He'll start testing again. He will just switch on the computer. He'll check for the internet. He'll open the browser. He'll enter the URL. Now the login page got displayed. So he will enter username, password and click on login. Home page got displayed. Test engineer manually. Now test engineer will manually click on send items. Now the mail is displayed. When the mail is displayed, we say that manual testing is a pass. Understood, guys, how actually the test engineer will do the manual testing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now what you do, guys, before writing this, I'll give the definition for manual testing.
See?
So definition, what is manual testing now? So what we do here, guys, testing the application or the software repeatedly again and again. Yes, guys, as soon as we get the defect, we are testing the software repeatedly again and again. Yes, in order to like find the defects in the software. So whatever the customer has given the requirement, against that we are going to test the software just to find some defects in the software is called as what? Manual testing, guys. Copy only the definition. So don't copy advantages, write down only the definition, guys.
एक मिनट मामी क्लासेस चल रहे। हाँ हाँ फिर ये रहना हाँ फिर क्या है से क्लासेस चल रहे मामी। नहीं नहीं रहना तो अरे नाड़ा है शायद। मामी क्लासेस चल रहे। हाँ नहीं कौन सा। हाँ क्लासेस चल रहे। नहीं वहाँ नहीं यार। ठीक है। यहाँ पे साफ करने का है मामी। वहां पे कर लिया तुमने? ठीक। नहीं आ रहा इंटरनेट वहां पे। देख तुम फिर भी।
Okay, guys, as of now, just copy only the definition. Advantages we'll discuss. Okay, we'll discuss it later. Now, copy this diagram in your notes in the landscape mode, guys. Wait, just hold on and display some of the diagram. Yes, it is the same diagram. So, write down this diagram in your notes. So, write this diagram in the landscape mode in your notes, guys. Landscape mode means you'll turn your book and you'll write this diagram.
मामी बाद में कर लो। कुछ ज्यादा पूरा। हाँ मामी। गुड़िया आंटी आ रहे? ठीक है। मामी सुजाता मामी। कौन? नहीं नहीं। अरे हाँ वो किधर है मामी? अच्छा हाँ ठीक। नहीं उसको पप्पा का नहीं देने का मदरबोर्ड वहां पे अच्छा नहीं है वो मदरबोर्ड चलेगा कहते। उसके साथ एक कीबोर्ड था मामी वही पूछ रहा था मैं। वो लैपटॉप के साथ। और
Yes, guys. For everyone, it is the same. Everyone written the diagram. Yes, guys. Response. So now it is visible, guys. Now can you see my screen? Okay, so written the diagram, guys. Completed writing the diagram. So anyone is writing. So copy this below thing. Manual testing is pass or fail. Okay, written, guys. Okay, so okay, guys. We'll just stop the session here. So, any doubts in today's class? Do you have any queries, guys? No? Everyone understood? Okay, guys. So then bye everyone. We'll just stop the session here for today. Tomorrow we'll continue. So Lokeshwari, just stay back in the class uh, and just introduce yourself. So tell me your name, degree, pass out year, and you're from which place. And if you have like any work experience, tell me your job role.
Hello.
Yeah. So, the
Ma'am,
application.
I already spoke everything regarding this to Harshita.
So who is Harshita? She's your counselor.
Yes, ma'am.
No, even I want here details, guys. I just wanted to know like whether you are an experienced or a fresher. Yeah, just introduce yourself.
Ma'am, can I talk to you personally?
Okay, then just hold on for a few minutes. Okay,
Okay,
and
fine,
then
ma'am.
you all can leave the session, guys. Tomorrow we'll continue with the class. If you have any queries, then just stay back. Otherwise, you all can leave.